Restorative practices in the classroom. Restorative practice in the classroom. Restorative practice in the classroom. Now, here's my take on it. Now, this is my first year doing restorative practice in the classroom. I get it. We're supposed to we're supposed to build relationships with students. I understand that.
Correct.
I understand that.
Correct.
But in order to get to the issue of a problem, we have to, this is what I learned in training, we have to stay in quadrant 1 and 2, which is first build relationships, get to know the student, and trust. We can't just jump into quadrant 3 if you don't know the person. If we don't know the student. So we can't do that. So restorative practice in the classroom, I think it's a great idea, but at this point, we don't need to have struggle every time to address the issue, right? So, like I said, I had a desk and a chair thrown at me because the student does not want to do any work. And there was 3 other adults in the room, and and we couldn't do circle. We couldn't do circle because we only have 2 to 3 students, right? Mostly 3. Mostly 3. So we can't really do a circle because that's a triangle. That's not a circle. That's a triangle. But going back to the throwing desks and chairs, where students throw desks and chairs, the response was to do a circle. Now, me personally, I do not want to do a circle because I like to attack the issues head on. Figure out why is that student throwing desks and chairs, what set them off, etc., etc. So by doing circle, I don't mind doing circle. I think that's a great idea. Great idea. But if we're going to address the issues by doing circle, I think that's a bad idea. Me personally. Yes, it works. Yes, it works in different schools. Yes, it works. Yes. I mean, that's fine. But me
probably for you, it doesn't.
Yeah. And it's an issue for me because, again, I like to attack the issues head on. I like to pull that aside and talk to them.
All right, let me say this. Are you allowed to, handle the situation, tackle, or do you have to do the circle?
Can you elaborate on that? Like, what do you mean by that? Like, attack the issues head on, or we have to, we must do? Oh, yeah. You must do a circle.
Yes.
It's mostly you must do a circle.
Huh. That's interesting. That is interesting. Okay. How was y'all taught in training to do that?
It was to stay in quadrant 1 and 2. So building that trust, building that relationships, and to that circle guideline. So building that relationship with students, building that trust before moving to attack the issues. That's what we learned in training. That's what we learned. But there are some people out there that are not building relationships with their students, not building that trust, and just went straight to quadrant three. And I'm sitting here like, that's not what we learned in training. That's not what we did in training.
Well, that's their choice. If they want to do it that way, I mean, that's their choice. If that's how they want to do it, that's how I see it.
And that's my only issue is if you're going and here's the thing, they went to training. That's the thing. They went to training. They went to training. So I'm just like, do you not listen to what the trainer has said during training at
Well,
that
at
time?
the, well, at the end of the day, people are just going to do whatever they want to do. That's just it. They could have the resources, they could have the tools, but at the end of the day, they're going to do what they want to do, what they feel right for their students. Sorry,
Well,
that's just with me, people. So,
that's all I gotta say.
like I said earlier, teachers are going to do at the end of the day what they feel right, to do inside their classroom because that's their classroom. Nobody else runs it. They know what's best. They're going to do. I mean, yes, you could have them go to training, meetings, this and that. They can have, like I said earlier, have all the tools, have all the resources, have this and that, implementing it into their classroom. But what if they don't want to do that inside their classroom? Okay, they probably have other ways. And let's start implementing, let's start the teacher's voice into these kinds of meetings, into these kinds of, what's happening to your schools. Because at the end of the day, this is me, you guys. If I have an idea that works with me inside my classroom, I'm going to share with my peers and share my idea because this works with me and I want to see if anybody else want to implement it into their classroom. You don't have to do that. I'm just saying this is what works for me. If you hand me something to implement into my classroom and I do it and I try my best, I give my best of trying to do it into my classroom, but it does not work, then I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. If you want me to do that, then we're going to have an issue because you can't tell me, I don't care who you are, like I said, you guys, I don't care who you are. I'm going to do what's right for my classroom because I know what's best inside of it with my students because we have that trust and bond and we know what works. You can't come in here and do whatever you want to do and you haven't, been in here physically with me and the students for a long period of time to see what works. Sorry, that's with me. I'm sorry. If you guys disagree with me on that, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want you guys to agree with what I have to say. I'm just saying for me, if somebody comes in, if I was a teacher right now and I was doing some classroom management, I was, doing things of how I handle my students, and somebody come into my classroom, an administrator, whoever, come into my classroom, they sit down with me, they have some things that they want me to do inside my classroom. Okay, I will try it. I'm going to try it. But if it does not work, I'm not going to do it. And then they're probably going to come back probably several weeks later. Have you tried this out? Have you? Yes, I did try it. It didn't work. Well, why not? It didn't work. I'll tell you why it didn't work. I'm going to give them my input. You can't pressure me of what I need to do into my classroom. Sorry, sorry, sorry. That's again, that's with me. Okay.